so I'm a person born in the in-between. I wasn't born on my land, and I haven't been accepted or claimed by what is now known as the United States. I've been reclaiming who I am since I was 5 years old. And that's an indigenous person of the Caribbean, the African diaspora, and conquistadors of Spain. I'm also a mama and part of the Nieves Martinez Catalá families. My spirit is a bridge called love. And I am one of the carriers of the wisdom of the heart. And we are tasked with teaching by example and accepting responsibility for planting seeds of love back on the earth and in all our relations. And so when my mother had us at a very young age, she started a very silent process of reconnection, of building altars in small cramped corners and praying to the ancestors. Regardless of whether we thought it was ridiculous and rolled our eyes and said unkind things, she was modeling. She kept us close to our grandparents, and she chose caregivers that would also be teachers. Okay. And so in being close to my grandparents, my grandmother at that very young age of 5 started teaching me. And would say, you are to carry on our traditions. I'm just learning how to do it where it also includes how others connect, and not only from my lens. Right? How to flow in a way that it's not only how I need to connect, but be informed by each other. So I've held myself back a lot from connecting as deeply as I would like for fear of not belonging, right? Or for being misunderstood.
Adela, what strikes me is that, you know, what I hear you saying, you know, you talk about, you know, you talked about, you know, what's important. You know, the first thing you said, you talked about having a bowl of water and being connected to nature. And then you talked about being connected to things beyond myself, or people beyond myself, and things beyond myself. And then I asked about what was important. And you said, remembering the importance of myself in connection to others and to relationships. And then I asked, and you said, you know, this is not only about me. And I said, well, what is it about? And what I heard you say was literally that it's about connections.
Yeah.
And that's a thank you. It's a beautiful thing.
Detroit just kind of became the place, one of the places where if I hadn't left the East Coast and come out of my own comfort zone, I wouldn't have been able to grow and evolve as much because it was like Detroit grew me into adulthood. You know, it helped me understand relationship and connection and coming back to the land and standing in who we are without minimizing the other, right? Without creating another story as the pedestal, that we all come with something. Capitalism, colonization, white supremacy, sexism, all of that has served to try its best to disconnect us from who we naturally and innately are. And many would say that it's done well at its purpose. And I would say that my experience has been that it has never been able to take us away from it. This moment may feel new, but we are not new, right? And that we've been in practice for a long time. We have over 500 years in the making. We're generations of practice, right? There's a place within us that if we get really quiet and still, can inform us, that no one else has to tell us, right? That comes from long back, from generations and ancestors, the soil, the trees, what's around us. So what a Boreal is a cosmic egg. We're in a cosmic egg right now. It's also considered water, an element. And it represents the awakening of all humanity. It's the union of all genders. Right? And it's the beginning from where everything else evolves. And so there's some of us, right? Or one of our teachings is that we are in the Boreal right now, in the beginning of where everything else evolves, the sacred awakening, the awakening of all humanity. When you take a moment to get to know what and who people care about, you see the sides of them that you wouldn't normally see, right? And so that extends the relationship, and then it holds me more accountable to who you are in the relationships that you value.
Yeah.